I also want to take this opportunity to support this motion by my chairman, Honorable John Kiarie. And from the onset, Mr. Speaker, I also sit in this, he is my chair in the communication, innovation, information.
Did you say?
Is my
did you say is your chair?
He's my chairman.
And then you say you sit on him.
Okay.
It's your chairperson. Eh?
He's my chairperson in the committee, Mr. Speaker. And I want to say ICT or technology of today is a revolution that is in our times. And I must say, this is the only time and in the world that technology is being experienced. And it is here and forever. And that one means that this science technology is going to be a big factor. And I want to say, if we are going to create this, and through the Vision 2030, which we are actually putting all our resources in the country today, and to help the people of Kenya, specifically us as East Africans, we can see that Kenya has taken a very positive stride in making sure that technology is a factor, and more so ICT creation in our country. We have done a lot, especially in backbone and creating networks all over the country. And this is one of the reasons, and I want to support this motion by making sure that Science Museum is given an opportunity and given resources as part of the growth. And as you look at it, Mr. Speaker, today, artificial intelligence is the order of the day. And we cannot be left behind as a country. And using this museum, Science Museum, I want to say it's going to give us a very positive results going forward as a country. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Honorable Kibagendi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to support this motion. Science museums that are also known as science centers or discovery centers have made learning exciting in developed countries. It is important that we invest in these, in setting up these centers, these discovery centers that will make science learning accessible, and this will definitely provide the educational facilities that we may need for emerging generations to learn more effectively methods of learning in matters science, tech, and engineering. And hence, it is the reason why I rise to support my brother KJ for coming up with this motion that will definitely revolutionize the way future generations will learn. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Honorable Mboko Milemba.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I was quite disappointed recently when exams began. And one of the things that is being really taken care of, using both guns and policemen and everybody supervising, is the phone. And you know, for the longest time, I did not have a chance to speak on this for other reasons or another. But when I see this motion raised by KJ, I realize that there's hope in us legislating well so that we can have a laboratory that can store technology. When you look at the policemen around examination centers guarding anybody who may appear with a phone, and therefore a phone seems to be a very sensitive gadget, which if it's around an examination center, it can be used for stealing or accessing exams. I just pity ourselves and where we are in terms of technology and what we are storing. Because for me, a phone should have been an enabler. You remember, you are not, Honorable Speaker, very close to me in terms of the same time being in school, Honorable Speaker, with all respect. But there's a time when a log book was not allowed in an examination room. And do you know that the FX was it FX82 calculator could not end an examination? If you are found with a calculator in an examination room, it would be advertised all over this country that those boys stole exams because they had a calculator. Now, a calculator is a requirement for you to sit for an exam. How I wish these are the businesses we should deal with so that a phone is an enabler. I want to see that day when we shall be told that come to school, come to an exam room and have the following things: a ruler, a calculator, a phone, and other things. That's when technology will be developed. Thank you so much.
The Honorable Owen Bayer, the Deputy Majority Leader, will be followed by the Minority Whip. Then the mover will reply.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the future is science. The future of this world is science. And it is science that has made nations great. And it is deliberate investment in science, in schools, in universities, and in the national capital. That is where we move a country. Because everything that we look at the great innovation coming from Kenya, M-Pesa, and how it has transformed everything in this country. Today, if you want food, Safaricom, M-Pesa. If you want medical services, whatever you want now is based on science. All transactions we do, science. So science is the future. And a country that aspires to be a great nation must invest in science. A great country, nation like the United States, is great because they started investing in science. You know, okay, I'll forgive you for today. So, Honorable Speaker, if we must be a great nation, then we must invest deliberately in science. What Mwai Kibaki had in his mind when the Kwanzaa City was started, he thought that, and if you look at Vision 2030, there's great space for science. But then why should we have a science museum? The world over, if you look at great places, if you go to New York, you find a science museum. If you go to New Delhi, you'll find a science museum. If you go to London, you'll find a science museum. You'll find science museums. But why do we have science museums? So that people can see how science has progressed and where it is going. And that is what is critical. How do our young people, imaginations and innovators who want to be scientists, how do they know where science is going? Now, when we have science museums, the way these young people come to this parliament, and when they see what is in this parliament, and they experience what is in this parliament, they go out there and aspire to be members of parliament. Same way, if we take our young people to those science museums, they will want to be scientists, and therefore we grow the science corpus in them. Now, Honorable Speaker, this is very timely, that as we look at CBC, which has